All right, here we have Angelina Jordan, which apparently is she's Norway's barefoot princess, Joe?
Yes.
The
We're
donor.
Donor Leet Whale 6230 said, start with Angelina Jordan, 9 years old. I put a spell on you. So she's only 9 years old. The black and white version.
All right, so I have no idea who Angelina Jordan is.
Nope.
But I'm excited to find out. Let's play this. Let's go.
do it.
Because you're mine. Stop the things you do. I ain't lying.
Okay. We'll restart that.
This is fascinating because when it comes to like children's singers or musicians, like you can it's always impressive when a child can sing really well, like hit all the notes and this feels like they're in control, but they still kind of just sound like a kid, or like their tone is just a little immature, and you're like, oh, they'll get there, they're just a kid, so you give them a pass. But Angelina Jordan's tone feels so matured and it seems like she understands tone, which blows my mind.
It's another level of like a lot of kids understand, just like the key and the sound. They can sing in key. They there's something that just gets it.
They got good rhythm.
There's adults that never figure that out. No. Like some people, that kind of comes a little bit innate. Is that the idea of rhythm and tone, or not tone, rhythm and pitch. But yeah. This, and I can't believe she can get the low end like that. She can go as low as she can.
Yeah, and that screamy screech thing she did.
Oh yeah, what was that?
It was cool as hell.
It was.
It's sick.
I mean, her growl is nice too, but that. What?
You're mine.
Is it here?
Yeah, I think so.
Stop the things you do. I ain't lying. I can't stand.
That is awesome.
What is that? That was amazing. It's like
beautiful.
A freaking pterodactyl.
But it's not like when
if I'm trying to do, I would try to suck in to do it.
But what I'm getting at is
you can't do that.
You sound silly. I would sound silly doing that. She's doing it in a way that doesn't sound silly. I mean, okay, so clearly she admires singers in this genre, and some kid she's mimicking to some extent, because that's what you do when you're a kid. You're like, oh, I love this sound. But she's doing it so well. It's very, very impressive.
I feel bad for not knowing who this song is by.
I want to say I've heard.
It's a very deep voiced man.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I put a spell on you.
I feel like I've heard a rendition by Amy Winehouse.
I think I've heard a lot of renditions of the song, but who's the
original?
Or at least the famous version, I think. My phone's not next to me. I want to know.
I'll look
who
it
that
up.
is.
Joe, if you don't mind filling some time.
I feel bad not knowing who it is, but it's a very deep voice, and she is pushing that. She's not quite as deep as this singer that I'm thinking of. And the growls are so strong. I mean, to stay in that like low register at 9 years old.
Jay Hawkins?
Is that his name?
Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Screaming Jay Hawkins. Okay, I'm not surprised I didn't know who that was.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who that is. But I've obviously heard this song before. And she sings it...
From 1956.
She sings it... she is like going after more of the way he sang it, which is very low.
Oh, okay.
But even being... Like, if you talk to her as a 9-year-old, it's like, hey, what's up? Like her voice... she's hitting... Obviously not, but her voice is hitting these lower registers that are really, really cool.
Yeah, she's
I
very.
think we're at like 52, and that sax solo. I mean, come on,
yeah.
Sign me up.
She's very, very good.
Stop the things you do. Hey, what's up? I ain't lying. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you anyhow. I don't care if you don't want me. I'm yours right now. I put a spell on you because you're mine I don't care if you don't want me. I'm yours right
Whew. Man.
And I'm assuming this is her much older now. 'cause
Yeah, I was
this
gonna say,
from
what's the-
7 years ago?
So she's probably in her late teens now.
16.
But it's interesting. Okay, so in that last little finale of like acapella moment, and then the instruments come back in, I realized she doesn't have to do anything crazy or like epic, because all of the words that she sung, no matter what tone of voice she's going after, it holds so much interest, so where like you're not asking for more. It's not just like someone singing soft and like the song slowly builds and then they really give it to you at the end. It's like she's given us so much
Every time.
from the first verse all the way through. You're just like, you feel satisfied by it. You're not waiting for a payoff, you know?
Yeah, everything she sings feels so out of the ordinary. Every line is out of the ordinary. It's like she sings and you're like, oh, okay, you're gonna sing it that way. I wasn't expecting that, but that's interesting. That's cool. Good. That's exciting. Every single line seemed like it was like you couldn't predict that she would have sung it like that. Pretty much the whole time.
I know, especially those. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah.
Like, I put a spell on you. I can't even do it.
I sound on you.
I sound like a goof. Like she does it. Like she stops her voice for a split second and then keeps going. It's like this in extreme tremolo.
There's definitely definitely a lot of Amy Winehouse feeling in it though too.
Yeah,
that's what I would gather as well. Like a inspiration.
I mean, it's that old soul kind of like or I don't even know what you'd call this genre, but yeah, whatever Amy Winehouse loved.
Yeah.
it's
right,
that.
because she was singing the same. She was
like a new wave
was pretty,
of that old music.
Exactly. The older music.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's what makes a great that's what makes a great vocalist, in a sense of like, you don't have to do like a huge big ballad or like make a big show of anything. Like, she didn't make a big show of anything, but it was wildly interesting, her vocals, you know?
I mean,
the scream.
She revved it up there on some of those tones too. But it's so funny because
But it wasn't like, oh, this is going to be this one epic part of the song. It was like, it's a laid back, like chill, dark, kind of like.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. It just like drives. It's really heavy, you know.
Yeah.
It's like stomping through.
It's a great song too.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I always like that song.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how she's progressed as an artist and like hear some originals.
That is correct. Yeah, more Angelina Jordan.
Yeah.
Especially because there's so much intrigue to see where she's gone, because children change so much. You know, an artist over 7 years is going to change a certain amount, but from a 9-year-old artist to a 16-year-old artist is going to change a lot more.
Especially with someone who has that type of control over their voice at that age, is wild.
I wonder if it's like it's just like the malleability. Like, she can just sit there, and if someone's like, hey, you know, you should try singing it like this, she'd be like, okay, and then she just does it.
Yeah.
It's just that she can like hear it, and she can hear the sound and visualize, or at least visualize the feeling of what it would feel like to make that sound, so she can make the sound. Like, it all just makes sense.
And I mean, that's a really good way to explain the talent of singing.
Yeah.
Like, that's, or like voiceover actors or whatever.
Honestly, anything. It's the awareness.
Impersonators.
It's the awareness of the way that you sound, and then also connecting the feeling and the look of trying to interpret something that like and trying to interpret the thing that you want it to sound, look, and feel like, right?
Yeah.
So like, it's even the same way with actors. Like, actors know what their faces look like without looking in a mirror. A lot of us would be like, hey, you know, give us a sexy look, and you just look like a bonehead standing like,
do I look sexy?
Am I sexy looking? Yeah, but like, actors know how to look sexy because they know what it feels like to make that face already. Yeah. And the same with the singer is like the understanding of when someone makes a sound, or an impersonator, like you were saying.
Yeah.
They know how they would manipulate their voice. Like, they could envision it, almost do it without even making the sound. Like, okay, it's probably like manipulating your throats here, maybe moving your mouth or face in this kind of direction as well to create.
Drop your jaw, tighten your cheeks, weird little like micro movements.
Yeah.
And then it all comes together to like form this sound.
Yeah, and understanding, like, that's the way you have to be to make that sound, and you can feel that the sound will come out that way.
That's the skill.
That's the skill.
That's the skill.
Not everyone has it. Most people don't.
Most people don't. Yeah, I mean, that was great fun. Norway's Barefoot Princess. That's quite the
Barefoot
quite
Princess.
the nickname.
She rode in on a moose.
She rode on a moose.
And she stole our hearts.
All right. Well, that was great. See y'all in the next one.